Mirror body language. 55% of attraction
Don't mirror body language. Don't even think about it. It's a waste of time. This is bad advice. This is clickbaity stuff. Hi there, everybody. My name's Anthony Resinello. I'm a social and relationship coach. I live in LA, and I've been doing this since 2005. What does doing this mean? Well, I'll tell you the answer in 5 minutes. No, I'll tell you right now. I teach people how to meet the people that they really want to be with. I started doing this out of my mom's basement. You could find me at parks, bars, cafes, parties, helping people get over their anxieties and starting conversations with others. Today, I have been asked to react to PSYCH2GO. I think that's what it is. And this, date, 21/7 something. One of these things where it's like, how to flirt with somebody or something like that. So I thought that would be a fun idea to react to it. Let's get started.
Anyone who has attempted to foray into the great wide world of dating knows that when it comes to flirting, cheesy pickup lines just don't cut it. Attracting a partner can be...
I already like the vibe. I honestly was assuming it was gonna be some kind of like smarty talky man that's like all like, this is how you do this and this is how you do this, but it seems like a humble type of woman, and so that automatically like lowers the guard and makes me less thinking that this is going to be like a douchey video. Not bad so far.
Tricky, and there are many pitfalls one can fall into. But when it comes down to it, flirting is just an evolutionary tactic to acquire a mate for reproduction. With this in mind, here is a list of 10 psychologically proven flirting strategies that actually work. Number 10, eye contact. Eye contact is key when it comes to demonstrating your attraction to another person. When we make eye contact with a prospective partner, we are actually searching for evidence of their attraction to us through the psychological response of pupil dilation. This is also why staring into one another's eyes can often feel so intimate. Therefore, one of the best ways to let someone know you're interested in them is to gaze into their big brown, blue, or green eyes.
First of all, I just love the delivery of this video. It's so adorable and it's sweet, and they take things that kind of feel originally so like rational and logical, evolutionary, blah, 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 and they kind of put a sweet, cute twist to it. Now, the thing about eye contact, and I've studied this a lot, is, listen, teaching eye contact, like teaching somebody to stare at somebody else's eyes, is better than somebody just kind of doing this the whole time when they're in a conversation. However, I wouldn't go at teaching eye contact like this, especially as a flirting strategy, because then you're gonna get a bunch of people doing what? Yes, going, yes, oh yeah, that's really great. Oh yeah, I really loved that story. Tell me more about it again. Oh, I like you so much. And it gets weird and it gets creepy, and this person thinks that they're actually doing this as like a trick, a tactic to make the person like you. We're getting close to it, yeah. Looking at the person is helpful. Why? Gives you more of a hint as to how to do it. Now, first of all, this pupil dilation thing, I don't know if it's real or not, but to me, this is not what you should be focusing on. Focusing on this stuff, seeing if their eyes are dilated, is not going to help you flirt better. Let's talk about eye contact real quick. I've talked about it in a couple of vids before in detail, especially this vid you could watch right now. It's on Brad Pitt and how I believe his best social skill, aside from being wildly attractive, yes, that's a social skill, all right, is his ability to soul gaze. I go really, really deep into it and what it really means. But why do we keep eye contact? Eye contact, number one, is respect towards the person. It is the ultimate level of respect. Number two, I don't want you just looking at somebody's eyes. That's not what you should be doing. That is not the natural way that people actually hold eye contact. Eye contact is just like the quick and easy term, and so I'll use it sometimes, but I'd like to find another term. Soul gazing is a little bit closer, but it sounds a little cheesy to me. I'm trying to find that right term for what we're talking about here. Generally, what you're doing is you are basically observing that person. You are fully taking in that person's essence completely. At every single moment, they're expressing themselves to you. They're showing you their emotions. They're talking to you through their body language and especially through their facial expressions. If you're only focused on their eyes, and it's very easy to just focus on eyes and create tunnel vision and not even know what's going on because you go like, ooh, this is really working. Ooh, I'm looking at just their eyes and seeing if their eyes are dilated. No, don't worry about that. I want you to have a general kind of gaze onto their face and watch what's happening. See if when they answer something, are they going, yeah, I really like that? Or they go, yeah, I really like that. I said it the same way, but my face was making two different expressions. The first expression was kind of a base level form of approval, right? The second one, I was doing a unilateral raise of my right lip side of my mouth. What that usually expresses is contempt. If we want to get into it, it's the only natural facial expression that all humans possess that only takes up one side of your face. I would not be able to really tell that if, when I was listening to somebody, I was kind of imagining what they were saying up in the air like that, because I couldn't see how they were talking. And two, I wouldn't be able to see that little, yeah, I really like that. If I was just staring at their eyes, maybe I would a little bit, but again, that tunnel vision would keep me from it because I would be too focused on their eyes dilating. I want to look at their face more than just their eyes. I want to look at their entire face and then my periphery to see their arms, their legs, their movement, where they're pointed, whatever. I'm not consciously trying to focus on what they're doing, but I'm getting a feeling from it in general. And that feeling and their words and their tonality is all mixing together to tell me what they really might be saying. And then it is telling me how to react. So basically, having really good eye contact, we'll find another better word, gives you better social skills because it enables you to have a richer form of communication by reacting at a higher level than you would if you were just listening to them on a very basic level, just hearing what they said, or by just looking at their eyes where you could only maybe just see the emotions in their eyes, right? Or if you were kind of looking, I don't know, oh, your legs are crossed that way, that's telling me this. No, I want you to get a general idea based on what's happening at that given moment. The reason why unwavering eye contact is so important is because the more you do this, the richer the ability for your response is. And we have something called microexpressions when we're talking. I'm doing it right now, I don't know it. You're doing it when you're talking to anybody. You could be doing it right now while listening to me. They're literally, microsecond expressions that you're making on your face that are telling people how you are really feeling. You cannot really consciously notice these. You feel them as you are soul gazing the person. Soul gazing. Just like looking at the person. I guess that's the best way to say it. Look at the person. So in essence, telling somebody to look at the person's eyes and stare at their eyes to see if they're dilating or whatever is better than just them kind of looking all over when they're talking to somebody. But at the same time, it's still a very basic social skill to teach when, in essence, really, you want to teach somebody presence. You want to teach somebody respect. When you teach presence, presence is respecting your life. If there's a person in front of you, you are going to respect them because they are in your life. They are the most important person in your life at that given moment. So give them all of the respect you have, which means watch observe and appreciate and acknowledge every little single thing they do. That is the highest form of respect you could give somebody. Okay? Moving on.
Not only is red an eye-catching color that flatters many different skin tones, red is also a symbol of lust and sexuality, with studies showing that when both men and women wear red, they appear more attractive to the opposite sex.
All right, this is just clickbait. This is stupid. Don't worry about wearing red. Wear red if you like wearing red. Moving on.
This may be due to social expectations. However, psychologists add...
Just let me stop again. I don't care if there's been scientific experiments or whatever saying red scientifically has been proven to make somebody more attractive. Don't worry about it. This is the smallest thing you need to focus on in the big world of making connections, forming relationships with others. This is a silly thing. Because it's being said by a cute person, I'm less offended by it. But again, it's clickbaity stuff. It's gonna do nothing for you.
Humor is actually a huge factor in the search of a potential mate. University of New Mexico psychologist Professor Jeffrey Miller suggests that being funny is one of the key ways we decide how attractive a partner is. This is because to be truly funny, someone must be able to think quickly and be creative, skills that are extremely necessary for survival. To be humorous is to be smart, so telling a joke could just result in you getting that date you wanted.
This is true, and I love how she expressed it in such a simple way. Now, I did a lot of studying on sense of humor and why it's attractive, what it does, what humor actually is, what being funny actually is. And yes, a big part of it is mainly intelligence. Quick-wittedness shows that you are also of sound mind and that you are present. It shows that you notice inconsistencies in the world, and those inconsistencies being acknowledged is something that creates a little laughy laugh. And yes, being funny, being quick-witted, being playful, those are ingredients into the recipe of charm. They are parts of the 9 marks of what it means to be charming. Every charming person is going to be quick-witted. Every charming person is going to be playful.
Studies show that when we're unsure of how much someone likes us, we actually like them more than when we're told they like us a lot. This could be due to the fact that playing hard to get makes someone seem more desirable and sometimes even out of our league. When someone seems too needy, we're likely to believe we can do better. So it may be better to act aloof.
So this is a really big one. And this is one of the cases where oversimplification actually is going to hurt you. So I would say bad advice, or I would say not the greatest advice. Showing your interest, showing a ton of interest is very good. Being needy is very bad. Those two things do not go together. Those two things may be separated and may work on their own. I have experimented with this so much because I really wanted to get down to the brass tacks of what this is all about, what they're talking about, and saying, listen, does me showing interest equal or showing a higher interest than them always going to mean that I am less attractive, that I am the less desirable one, that I am the one that has less value in this dynamic? Is that always going to be the case? Absolutely not. I have experimented with it, and I've shown that I have given more and more and more and more interest and more approval to the person that I'm talking to, and I have found that it has had no effect on me being less attractive. In fact, it makes me more and more attractive. It is how you do it. The key thing that you have to make sure about, and the thing that she mentioned very shortly, but she wasn't very specific about it, which could hurt a lot of people and make them think that, oh, I'm not going to give them a lot of interest, I'm not going to show them a lot of interest, is neediness. Neediness is basically exactly what it sounds like. When you feel as though you need that person in order to be happy, in order to be you, in order to be the person that you want to be, that is when your value plummets in their eyes, is when their attraction in you plummets in their eyes. This isn't something to be debated. This is a hard and fast rule. But showing your interest in people, you may do that as much as you'd like, as long as that little guy known as neediness doesn't come along for the ride.
Are you a woman? Smile. Not only does a smile exhibit a sense of humor and a caring nature, but it also displays good health. Research from the University of British Columbia suggests men find smiling women more attractive than prideful, possibly because of its association with submission and maternal urges. Number 5.
No. All right.
Are you a man?
All right. Okay. They were going in a really great direction until they talked about submission. So wait, being happy means that you're submissive? What? Listen, being happy is attractive. Let's break it down really quickly. When you are a person that is happy with their life, that shows that you have a good life, a life that others may value or admire, that shows that things are going well in your life. That is something that can be found as attractive to people. It's very simple. Happiness is attractive. In fact, if I don't teach anything to anybody, the one thing that I hope to teach in all of what I'm doing right here with the YouTube channel and all of my coaching for however many years and however many years I will be doing it, if I could have some sort of like, oh, that guy, Anthony Resinello, what was he all about? If I could teach anything, I hope I could teach you how to be happy, because that will bring you all of the other good stuff in your life, being attractive, being successful, whatever. Be happy. Smiling shows that you're happy. There's really not much more to it.
In the same study from the University of British Columbia, researchers found that women rated smiling men as the least attractive, compared with prideful and shameful-looking men. Therefore, acting like a bad boy may win you a mate, regardless of whether you're actually bad or not.
Okay. That is adorable. And I love that these are like studies from scientists because, oh, they really know. They've really experimented. They really have been, I can't even. Okay. I love seeing these because I automatically know what the source of what they're talking about is. Brooding. Okay. Usually when somebody is brooding or prideful, and it's not pride. Pride may be some like weird, crappy symptom of the source of what they're getting at, which is purpose. Purpose is extremely attractive. In fact, if we get down to the basics, happiness, purpose, they're kind of two of the main of the kind of three things that really make you attractive. When you are purposeful, you tend to be focused, right? Working really hard. I'm really going at what I want to be going at. Purpose. What am I doing in my life to bring value to the world? When somebody is purposeful, they're more likely to be bringing success to themselves and to the world, which is a high value trait, which people can find admirable. Why is it that they say that women find this more attractive in men and they find smiling more attractive in women? It's because of society. It's because of tradition. It's because women, for all of the past many years, were not raised to be purpose-minded, to be successful, to be, I don't know, like a CEO of a company or whatever it is. Women were trained to be submissive. So, and just like jolly and cheerful. So that's why these tests, it's so funny. Oh, this study shows this. Do you know how many variables are going into that study where when they come out with a conclusion, it has been tainted by all of these different variables? Let's see, tradition, like society's traditions, how the male and female gender roles are portrayed. That has a big play in these tests. But what they're really talking about, and this is not exclusive to just men or women, presence, which is kind of like a more deep term for just happiness, is also attractive and universal for men and women co-ed. Those are two things that men can do and women can do to make themselves as attractive as possible.
Mirror body language. 55% of attraction
Don't mirror body language. Don't even think about it. It's a waste of time. This is bad advice. This is clickbaity stuff. They're going to say, oh, studies have found that people that mirror their body language are more attracted to each other. This is advice that is given from the outside in rather than the inside out. Basically, they say that, oh, they found that people that are attracted to each other are mirroring each other, which means that you should try mirroring people. No, you should try finding people that you connect with and you will naturally mirror them. This is not going to help you one bit. I don't even want to waste any more time on it. Let's move on.
Methods of flirting with someone is to mirror their actions. This is because we unconsciously copy those we're attracted to as a sign that we're interested in what they're saying. Mirroring someone demonstrates that we have good communication skills, but also that we're invested in their thoughts and feelings. This is also a way of knowing whether someone is interested in you. If they copy your mirroring, they may just reciprocate your feelings.
I said I wasn't going to go into it any further. Do not look to see if people are mirroring you. It doesn't matter. Confident, happy, attractive people are not trying to see if others are attracted to them. They are looking for who they are attracted to.
Number 3, be a smooth talker. Pitch and tone actually have a lot more to do with flirting than one may think. Research from MIT suggests that men are more attracted to women that vary their tone at which they speak. Women whose voices went up and down in frequency received more romantic interest from men than those who speak with a flatter tone. The same study also found that women were more attracted to men who interjected when they were speaking with phrases such as, I see, okay, and yep. This not only suggests dominance, but also understanding.
This is really silly. This is again another outside in thing. You're going to just be spinning your tires and trying to balance like 50 spinning plates if you try all of these things that they're teaching you. Oh, I have to be talking up and down like this, and yep, yeah, I see. I really have to explain all of this stuff. When your voice is going up and down and whatever they're saying, it just means that you're more expressive. You're expressing yourself more emotionally. Passionate people tend to do that. Who are passionate people? People that are present, people that are purposeful. When you are purposeful about something and present, you're more likely to be passionate about what you're doing, and you're naturally going to be more expressive emotionally, so you don't have to actually say, oh, let me talk up and down like this. You're more likely to be better emotionally expressing yourself. So work on the inside out. It's going to be so much easier to do. You could just go on autopilot. If you're automatically just passionate, you're going to be expressing yourself more emotionally rather than trying to act as though you are very expressive, which is going to come off fake to people, especially people that are better with social skills. They're going to very quickly notice these things that you're trying to do rather than just doing them for real.
Number 2, confidence is key. A study by Dr. Monica Moore of Webster University found that when observing real-life person in bars and shopping malls, it was not the most physically appealing people that were most often approached for flirtation. Instead, those who signaled their confidence through basic flirting techniques, such as smiling, were more likely to attract others.
I mean, That's kind of obvious. Being confident is more attractive, yes. But the question is, how do you be confident? And it's what we've been talking about: presence, purpose, and then the last thing that I'll talk about in my free audiobook called Iconic, Learning from the Greats. I'm telling you, I did not plan for this. It's just always going down to the 3 things that are in the audiobook that I teach. The reason why I make it free is because I don't believe this is something that people should pay for. This should be something that everybody listens to and learns very instantly and understands what happiness, confidence, and attractive all comes from. It comes down to these 3 things: presence, purpose, and ooh, I'm gonna give you that little surprise in the audiobook. It's really simple. It's not something complex or crazy surprising. You're gonna be like, oh, that was obvious. But it's not about how cool these skills are. It's about saying, I could always go back to these 3 things and know how easy and simple it is, and I'm going to feel happy, confident, and be attractive.
Most research has demonstrated that touching a person can increase their compliance to complete a wide variety of requests, and this may extend to the world of flirtation. Dr. Moore found that when a young...
Ugh, I just don't like the way they're saying it. And the fact that it's coming from like a cute voice is like making it a little less creepy, but like, touch somebody to make them comply with you. Oh, I mean, I touch people because I'm just feeling such a strong connection to them. I'm Italian, I'm very emotional. Italian people are emotional and very touchy-feely people. When they really like somebody, they want to be closer to them. They want to express affection, and expressing affection, part of that is touching. Don't think about, oh, complying, let them comply by my touching. Oh!
Asked young women to dance with him. His request was most likely to be followed if he touched a woman's forearm for 1 to 2 seconds. This could be because...
No. Oh, God. How are people thinking this is like, oh, this is just gonna make men go to a nightclub and let's say this is somebody's arm. Go up to them and touch them and say, hey, how are you? Oh, that's so weird. Yes, it is okay to be touching people, tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, nice to meet you. But when it's this 1 to 2 seconds, that person is going to feel the creep, right? It's gonna feel the creepiness in that hand touch because it is such a purposeful thing where it's like, I am going to make you like me more by what I'm doing. No. Touching is just merely a form of showing affection for somebody that you like, or if, I mean, you're going up to somebody and they can't see you, very like lightly tapping on their shoulder helps them notice without being very abrupt. I mean, that's the basics of it.
Contact is associated with dominance. Later, when the women were asked to complete a survey about their experience, a high score of dominance was associated with the tactile contact. And that's our list.
So again, that is a correlation, not a causation. I think that's what I mean. Just because you are more likely to touch somebody doesn't mean that you are also a dominant person. You could be a submissive person and be very touchy-feely. Dominance doesn't cause somebody to touch somebody more. What they are getting at is somebody that is present, is very happy, and is paying their respect to their surroundings. They're less likely to see others as a threat, which enables them to be more free to touch them in positive, nice, loving ways, which to some people could communicate that they may be more dominant. But to me, that's a stretch. All in all, I would give this dating advice like a 4 out of 10. It's not like super duper bad advice. I understand why they're saying what they're saying, but when you just want to haphazardly give dating advice to people, a lot of it can be dangerous. And a lot of it, when I say dangerous, I don't mean like, oh my God, horrible, this person is going to do horrible things to somebody. I mean, it could be toxic for the way you see relationships. If you talk about touch this person to get them to comply to you, that is getting somebody in the headspace of saying, I am going to try to be a controlling person. Maybe not consciously, but subconsciously. And I don't want that to go into the world. Dating is about love. Dating is about connection and chemistry and enjoying each other and doing fun things together, laughing with each other, building a relationship together. If you'd like me to react to any other PSYCH2GO dating advice videos, hey, get this video to 10,000 likes and I'd be happy to do that for you. Subscribe, because I do these videos 3 to 4 times a week. If you're really interested in learning how to be happy, confident, and attractive from the inside out, instead of balancing about 500 spinning plates and coming off confident, happy, and attractive by doing outside in things, I'd like you to get my free audiobook. It has the only real 3 things that you need in life to be a happy, confident, and attractive person. If I don't teach you anything else, the only thing I hope to teach you is happiness. And this free audiobook, like I said, it is focused on just that. It is the nuts and bolts. There's no trick tacticky stuff. It's very, very basic, but super in-depth into the basics. And that's the type of stuff I love, because I love going autopilot. I don't want to have to think when I'm interacting with people. I just want to dial in my values and go. And that's what this audiobook's about. It's called Iconic: Learning from the Greats. Link in the description. If there's nothing else you need from me, well, then you can watch a video right now.